Hello everyone, this is Nature Angel. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. I am so glad you are here, so let's just get right into it. Today's video, I thought this would be a good video to start off, especially since kids are going back to school, new psychs are just starting their job or their internship, practicum, all that good fun stuff. I decided to make a video on 5 ways to help manage and process emotions, specifically with elementary school kids, but this may apply to middle school or high school. You might be able to modify it a little bit. So if that interests you and if you want to know how you can process these emotions with the kids, then keep watching. The first thing, and you probably hear this so much, is doing different deep breathing and mindfulness exercises. Doing this correctly will literally calm your fight or flight response and even your heart rate if done correctly. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can do this, and it can even be as simple as just telling the kid, oh, like let's say a child is feeling angry and they're in the classroom, but you taught them just take a deep breath. Instead of reacting, breathe in, breathe out. Sometimes it may help to have a visual, like I know for a mindfulness exercise. I liked this one a lot when I was in grad school, and I may have mentioned it in another video, but it's a fun little exercise that you could do with the kids. And the point of that is, again, let's say that there's a kid that's worked up, or maybe they're having a panic attack, maybe they are stressed out, maybe they are angry. They just kind of need to center themselves. If they do a technique like that, like the breathing exercise, or again, like the 5 things, you can see all of that. That helps them to focus on something else other than what is going on. There are so many different things that could be done that are related to different breathing techniques and different mindfulness, but that is one thing that definitely could help a kid if they are trying to process their emotions in the school or even at home. The second thing that could be done is physical activity. So I know, and in my schools, I'm pretty sure this is not allowed, but sometimes teachers want to get rid of recess, or schools think as a punishment it's good to get rid of recess. But children have a lot of energy. They need to get that energy out. And honestly, sometimes there are negative behaviors happening in the classroom, and it could be solved by saying you go for a quick little walk down the hallway and come back, because they need to release this energy that they have, and them just kind of getting up and moving can reset them so that when they come back in, they're ready. And maybe you have to do that a couple times. Again, you don't want them to take advantage of that, but if that is a mechanism that can help them to cope and focus and be alert, is just maybe once every hour they go for a 5-minute walk up and down the hallway, and staff know this, that the child is going to do that, and that's going to help them to succeed in school. Then who are they hurting? And that is helping them, and that's their way of coping. I know even if I sit in a meeting sometimes, I feel like I need to move. I don't necessarily have to get up and move and walk up and down the halls, but maybe I'm sitting like this, and then I'm sitting like this, and then I need to go this way, and I'm just so shifty in my seat because I just need to move, and I don't feel like I need to get up and go, but some people do, and then it helps them to kind of refocus. So definitely, if possible, and if the kid needs it, that is a useful technique to do. The third thing, doing an activity that the child enjoys. Some kids like to draw, some kids like to write. Everyone's gonna be different, right? Some people might find joy in one thing and not in another. Think of, for example, something that might have helped you. Maybe listening to music helped you cope with something that you went through in life, right? I know there are songs that I listen to, they remind me of certain things that are positive memories. And then I also know listening to songs has helped me through tough times. When we are engaged in something that we like, then we are releasing those endorphins or those feel-good chemicals, as I like to call them. And that is very helpful if you're going through something stressful and you need to work through it. It helps as an adult, but it also helps for elementary school kids. Just find something that you like, something that makes you feel good, because then even if you're going through a stressful time or a stressful situation, that might help you just to feel a little bit better. And that is progress, and that is what we are looking for. The fourth thing is letting that child have someone that they could talk to that they trust. Especially if a child, let's say, is getting angry and upset and it's with someone they see all the time, like maybe their classroom teacher. You want them to go somewhere where they can vent into a trusted adult that they can talk to about how they're feeling. If the person they are with all day, I'm just going to use the teacher again as the example. If they're with them all day and they don't feel comfortable with them and that person just makes the child angry all the time, then guess what's going to happen? They're going to get mad and get angry all the time, and they don't trust them, so they're not going to tell them what's wrong. But if they have someone they can see, like a school psychologist, maybe even a counselor or social worker, or someone in the building that's a trusted staff adult that they could go to talk through anything they're going through, or just so that they feel like it's a safe space, that's important. And them talking with that person can help them with their emotions and what they may be going through, whether that's in the classroom or at home. Because maybe it's something at home and they really want to talk to someone about it. They only see their teacher most of the time and they might not feel comfortable talking to them. And that's okay, because they're not gonna like everyone. Even like us as a school psych or a counselor, like a student may feel more comfortable talking to one or the other, maybe both, but that's not always the case. So I think it's really important to have that person that they can go to, that they do trust and feel like they can go to about anything when they need it in school. The fifth thing, the last thing, is don't invalidate or minimize negative emotions. And I think this is very important. If you guys saw the movie Inside Out, I think that taught us how important negative emotions like anxiety or anger or sadness can be. We associate it with feelings that we want to hide, feelings that we don't want other people to see. Those are valid emotions and we all go through them. And it's just important to make sure that we know how to express them in a healthy way. These emotions are all a part of life and we just need to know how to navigate them. An example is, let's say the child loses a parent and they're feeling sad. Obviously, that is a very normal reaction, a very normal emotion, but we want them to feel that and we want them to know that that's okay, that they feel that way because they just lost someone that they really cared about. And maybe it's not even a parent, maybe it's a caregiver. It could be their grandma, but to them, that was like a mom figure to them because they raised them. Something we can do is to suggest healthy distractions, things that they can do that will bring them enjoyment in that time while they are grieving. Also, being there to provide those supports that they need during this time of loss and this time of sadness and grief. It might be good for them to do different activities that they really enjoy doing, even if it's something little, like playing their favorite video game, or sometimes just having a normal routine, like going to school, because that makes them feel this sense of normalcy that they may want and crave because they just lost someone that was part of their routine that they saw all the time. So having something else like going to school and seeing their friends and seeing the teachers and staff and everyone else that also care about them and that they want to see can help them to feel a little better. And maybe in the beginning, it might even help to avoid areas that bring intense sadness at first. For example, if that parent died in a certain location, especially in a tragic, violent way, maybe it's good or better for the child if they are able to avoid that area, at least for the time being. I'm not saying forever, they can process that later on, but when they're feeling all these intense emotions at first, maybe it's not good to add more on. And there's so many things. Grief looks different with everyone, so it's a case-by-case basis, but I think that's really important because sometimes we try not to touch that area because we don't want them to feel bad. But we need to let them know that it's normal to feel that way, and that is how they are able to process their emotions. So I know this video wasn't that long. I feel like I always say that, and then the video is longer than I thought it was, especially by the time I'm done editing. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I hope it's helpful for going back into school and kind of just easing your way back in. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, message me and let me know what you liked about it, what you didn't, what you want to change, all that good stuff. If you have any comments or suggestions for other videos, as always, feel free to leave that down below. I really do appreciate all your comments. I know it takes a while to get to them sometimes, but I see them and I love it. So thank you so much for watching. Hope that you guys have a wonderful week, weekend, day, night, wherever you are in the world. I will see you next time, okay? Bye!